Hi, I'm Frank,
And I'm Brandon.
and welcome to Six Pack Muscles.
Today we're going to show you some exercises to develop those abs.
To start off our workout, we're going to do the standard crunch. As you can see here, he's just going to be laying on his back flat with the legs up. He's going to have his hands behind his head. Make sure that you keep everything firm. You want to make sure everything wants to be flexing all at once. And as he slightly comes up, you want the shoulders to be coming off the mat. So he comes up, you want to flex the abs as hard as you can. Breathe out when you come up, and then slowly come down and breathe back in. Now as you see, he comes back up and he does it again. He has his shoulders back, elbows back, flex the abs nice and hard. Breathe out when you flex, and then go ahead and breathe back in as you come back down. Make sure you want to get a couple reps out of this, maybe about, when you're first starting off, about 10 reps. Work yourself up to about 20. And then, hey, once you become a pro at it, you can be able to do as many as you want to do. The whole point of the exercise is to make sure that you make the abs burn as you're coming up. If it's not hurting, it's not working. So as I said before, everything nice and tight. As you can see, he's keeping his elbows back, and he's making sure that he's flexing and breathing out as he's coming up. And then he's breathing back down. There you go, breathing back in.
For our next exercise, we're going to do the bicycle crunch. Now it's similar to the standard crunch, except it's a little bit different, and we're going to demonstrate. First is we're going to start in regular crunch position. Knees are up, hands are behind the head, as you can see. Except this time, as we come up, we're going to bring the opposite elbow to the opposite knee. So we're bringing it up and straight down and switch. Now what's really important as well is we got to point the toe that's out. As you can see right here, the toe is being pointed out. Again, you're not pulling on the neck. You want to make sure you're focusing right on the midsection here, right on the abs. Now this is a great exercise not only for the front of the abs, but it's also great for the obliques and the sides and all those really hard to reach areas. So as you can see, Frank's doing a great job here. He's breathing the whole way. He's going up and down. There we go. We're just going to alternate back and forth. Now again, we're going to try to at least get 10 repetitions in. As we get a little bit better at this, we want to go a little bit further.
Now we're going to go ahead and focus on the core, starting with the jackknife. Now with this exercise, you're going to go ahead, same thing, make sure you keep your body completely straight on the mat, except this time we're not going to bring the knees up. You're going to keep your feet together. Now when you do this, you want to bring your arms back here, and everything's just going to be straight. Arms straight out over his head. You're going to bring your hands to your legs, and you're just going to crunch the core together. So nice, up and slow. You see his core is coming together, legs are up straight. He comes back down, hands come over his head, he comes back up, and as he's coming up, he's breathing as he's breathing up. It's gonna help a lot with your balance, the whole core muscles, everything that's in this area, everything's working really hard because you have to balance yourself as you're sitting on your butt. As you see, shoulders are off the mat again, legs are nice and straight, everything's nice and tight together.
From here, we're going to transition to the plank exercise. So what we're going to do is we're going to rotate over onto our stomachs. We're going to start with our hands and our knees. Next, we're going to go down to our forearms, like so. And we're going to take one foot at a time and get into what looks like a push-up position. Now, you may think this isn't doing much, but believe me, it will. You're holding up everything. You got your core, you're holding up your hamstrings. So what we're going to do is we're just going to breathe. We're going to make sure everything is nice and relaxed, and we're really focusing right in here, right on the midsection. Again, we're going to keep our head nice and straight so that it's not straining the back of the neck. We're going to start to stay straight as a table as you can. Again, hamstrings are being worked, your obliques are being worked, the lower back's being worked, your abdominals are being worked. This is a really great all-around exercise. Now we're going to shoot for 10 seconds. If you can go a little bit longer, that's great. Eventually, we're going to try to go as long as you can.
Another version of the plank exercise would be the side plank. So we're going to go ahead and roll back over to our stomach again. We're going to start on our knees and our hands. Make sure we go down to the elbows once again. Legs are going to come out straight. Have that back nice and straight, but we're going to transition up. Bringing one hand over the head, right here over the top, nice and straight. And as you can see, everything's nice and tight right here. It's going to be working those obliques, keeping everything nice and straight. We're not moving anything. You're not going to be bent in any way. You're going to be making sure everything, the body's nice and straight. Nice core down here with the arm. It's going to be right on the elbow. And as you can see, you just hold this. Now you want to hold this for roughly about 10 to 20 seconds. And then as you get better at it, transition to doing a little bit more. But you want to be able to make sure that everything's nice and straight. You can see his muscles working. It looks like he's not doing much, but as you can see, it's starting to strain a little bit. You want that strain. Nice and tight on the side here, nice and straight.
A variation of the crunch is to do our crunches on the body ball or exercise ball. As you can see, we're going to lay just like we would with a regular crunch, but this time we're going to come up and we're going to squeeze. And as you can see, it takes a lot more of the stabilizer muscles to perform this exercise, which balance is a very important part, and it's also going to be much more effective for your time. And the same thing, we're going to make sure that we're breathing just right, up and down, and down. For all you who have bad backs, this is also really good to use the body ball because it contours to your lower back, which will give you a little bit more support. Now, as you can see, Frank's really starting to strain here. It's really working the core right in here. Look at these abs, guys. This is what we want to have. There we go. And down. There we go. We're going to come up, down again. We're going to stay nice and controlled. We're going to try to at least get 10 of these in, perhaps a little bit more. There we go.
As you advance, another way to add difficulty to your crunch is using a medicine ball. Now, if you don't have a medicine ball, you're able to use any type of weight, dumbbell, anything that you may be able to get your hands on, but something where you at least can be able to still do your crunch. You're going to take the weight or your medicine ball, you're going to bring it directly over your head, and as you bring it up, you're going to come all the way up and try to touch the ceiling. Squeeze those abs as it's coming up. You want to touch the ceiling with the weight. Bring it back behind you. It's going to come up. He's going to squeeze the abs and touch the ceiling. Bring it up as high as you can. As you do that, you want to make sure that you're breathing. Make sure you continue the breath. He's breathing out as he's coming up, squeezing, and breathing back in as he's going back down.
Working with a partner is a great way to do some ab exercises. And what we're going to do now is called the partner leg toss. What we're going to do is you're going to stand right above your partner. They're going to reach around your ankles just like this. And big thing is make sure you keep your knees nice and straight as they come up. We're going to toss them straight down, back up, straight down. That's really important to make sure that your ankles don't touch the ground. You want to go right before that point. Back down. As you can see, it's really working the core right in here. Back down. Now to add a little bit more resistance, we're actually going to go to the sides. So next one, we're going to throw Frank's legs to the sides. Back up. You can alternate. Back up and straight down. Just like that. Excellent. This one's really tough, but it's going to be worth it. There we go.
An exercise that's great for posture is something that has to do with the yoga position. He's going to come directly up, and as he comes, his body's coming off the mat. His legs are going to be completely straight. As you see, his palms are directly up. The higher you bring your legs, a little bit better, because you want to be able to see, as you see with his abs, it's holding it nice and firm. Every single muscle in the core position is contracting. That's what you want to have. So as you have it here, nice and tight, he's coming back down a little bit to breathe, but he's going to come right back up and he's going to hold that position. Very similar to the jackknife, but you want to hold it. Very nice yoga pose, keeping the legs completely straight and the abs nice and tight. Another great partner exercise is to do the medicine ball pass.
Now this is going to be done by twisting side to side from your hips and not your legs. So we're going to go back and forth just like this, staying nice and tight.
So Brandon and I are going to go ahead and stand back to back, have the ball directly out in front of you, and as I pass to the side here, he's going to go ahead and pass it right back to me. As you see, we're rotating our hips back and forth as we're passing the ball.
Cool. This is also very important that we keep our heart rate up. So this exercise is actually going to be a little bit faster than the other ones that we're used to. Excellent.